Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica with Memory Box Candle Co. And I make videos all about the journey of starting a candle business. And today is going to be kind of one of my video journal entries that I do where I just kind of talk about a random topic that's on my mind, almost like a journal entry, but I am speaking it out loud and recording myself while doing it. And today's video topic, I wanted to just talk about my experience so far and kind of how I'm transitioning and going about being a business owner while also becoming a mom, which of course is a transition and a huge change in and of itself. And just kind of how I'm going about running a business and also being a mom, having an infant at home. My son recently turned 3 months old. It's still so crazy to say that I have a son. Like I've talked to people before, and there's people that say that, they have a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 7-year-old, and they're still just like, I have a child, like I have a 4-year-old, this is crazy. And I feel like that feeling may never, actually leave, because the older that your children get, the more you're like, oh my gosh, like, is this real? Like I actually have a child that's, this old. And, in the beginning, when, so many people would ask me, how are you going to continue running a business when you have a baby? And, I think that Chris and I did a live, when I was still pregnant, we did a live on YouTube, and those questions were asked. And I think we were just kind of like, I don't know.
First question I see up here from Sophie. How do you think you will balance having a baby in your business? I don't know. We have no idea what we're doing.
Like, I don't know how it's going to go, because honestly, you really don't know how it's going to go. Like, there's no preparation in what's actually going to be the most crazy life-changing thing ever. Like, everything has been completely different since he was born. I mean, he kind of came into the world really unexpectedly, prematurely, and ever since then, just you can't plan or expect how things are going to happen. So I think that if anything, I personally have always been somebody who needs to plan and kind of be in control, and I always want to know when things are going to happen and how it's going to happen and how, I just want to know. And for things to obviously not, go as planned, of course. I feel like so many people are planning how they want their labor and delivery to go, planning on how they want certain things to go when their kids are little, and thinking how you're going to be as a parent. And then you become a parent and you're like, okay, I understand. I get it. I totally get it. My baby runs the show. His needs come first. And that's really kind of where I'm at right now. I mean, when it comes to running a business, when he's sleeping, I'm able to get work done. Sometimes when he's kind of, playing in something on his little play mat or his chair or whatever it is that he's on at the moment, it doesn't last very long. I'm able to get other things done, like cooking, laundry, going to the bathroom, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to the actual business part, to be completely honest, Chris has taken over everything, and he has been for pretty much the whole pregnancy as well. So this isn't something that's like sprung on him or anything. And what I would say is, if I didn't have Chris, if we were not working on this business together, I would have had to hire out somebody to come and make candles for me, because otherwise I would not be able to do any of this. I mean, he takes up all of my time. It is a 24/7 job. It is 24/7. And I think that naively, and I don't know if this is every parent goes through this, but when I imagined becoming a mom, having a baby, I knew that, I would want to, when he was awake, and pay, all my attention goes towards him. And then when he's sleeping, I can get other stuff done. And sometimes that doesn't go as planned. Sometimes he only wants to sleep on me. Sometimes he, is only wanting to take 30, 45-minute naps. And then the other parts of his nap time, I'm needing to get other stuff done that I wasn't able to do when he's awake. I just didn't know how actually demanding it would be. And not to say that that is a bad thing. It's just something that I knew going into it, but you don't know the extent of it until you're actually going through it. I hope that you parents out there will know exactly what I'm talking about, especially being the mom and being, you know, the one who's feeding him all the time, and he's eating so much. I swear he's eating so much. And I think that's just a little bit of a preparation for when he gets older, especially the teenage years. I think I'll probably have to, I don't know, spend half of the income on the candle business just on food to feed the kid. But I think that I understand more than anything now a couple different things. I understand the whole saying of it takes a village to raise a child. I could not agree with that more. I think that, you know, as parents and especially as moms, sometimes we feel like we need to be able to do everything. And I already felt like I was running myself pretty thin with the different businesses that I'm running. So YouTube, my candle business, also my digital products as well. And I thought that I was feeling overwhelmed, like I have no time. I have no time to get anything done. And I didn't know how much time I really had. I had so much time. I had so much time. I had like time being thrown at me on like a silver platter. And I'm like, nah, maybe I'll just hang out, scroll on TikTok, or, you know, maybe just take my time doing whatever. And now it's like anytime I get a moment to get something done, I'm like, you know, having to focus in and be like, okay, I can get this done. I don't have my baby on me or needing me at this exact moment. I can go and get something done. And I'm extremely grateful that I have family nearby, and my mom comes over a couple days a week, which is how I'm filming this video right now, because Chris is so busy. I mean, he's pretty much in the candle room all day long, most days, getting work done. We have so many orders, so many wholesale orders coming in, so much work getting out, which is fantastic. And it makes me happy knowing that the business is able to keep him home, and he is able to, obviously, if I need help, I'm able to come get him. He's literally in the next room. But it has definitely been a challenge. I mean, we're in a small space, so running a business, having a baby in a small space, it's I kind of love it, and I'm kind of frustrated with it at the same time. I'm frustrated because I know that I would love it for Chris to have so much more of a bigger space to make the products. And I know that that would make him happier to have a bigger space than just one bedroom, kind of, you know, having to cram everything in here. But I also kind of love it because it's really cozy. It's just a little studio area out there. So it's basically just a studio apartment with an extra room for a workshop for a candle business. And it's kind of just, I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm living in my future nostalgia, basically. It makes me feel like I'm going to look back on this time and just wish that I could go back to the time that it is right now, because it's amazing. It's amazing watching him grow. It's amazing being able to spend 24/7 with him. And I feel so lucky and grateful that the work and everything that we have built and put into this over the years is allowing us to stay home. You watching this YouTube video is allowing us to be able to stay home, honestly. YouTube, you know, a while back supplemented my regular day job that I was working, so that's why I didn't have to work at that day job. And I always knew over the past few years that I wanted to be a mom, and I had to figure out a way to be able to make money from home, so that I could stay home but also make money, because we live in Southern California and it is so expensive. But we live close to family, so we are sacrificing space right now to be close to family. And yeah, I mean, it's challenging. It is super hard, but man, I am learning so much. I'm already feeling so much more confident as a mom. I already know what he needs. When I swear I've never been around babies my whole life, and somehow I know exactly what he needs and I know what to do. It is the craziest, most like instinctual thing that you don't realize that you're going to have. It's just the craziest thing. But basically, when it comes to running the business, I am lucky and happy that I do all of the computer work, because that's easier to do when he's napping on me and I just pull my computer up and I'm, you know, doing stuff on there. And then any of the orders that come in, Chris knows, and he does all of that, and he's able to do the inventory and do fair and know the shipping. He ships out all of the orders and everything is done 100% from him. And I could not be doing any of this if it wasn't for him or if it wasn't for my family coming and helping out. So when it comes to running a business, when I think about that, it is the biggest group effort. Like, yes, I started the business back in 2020, but I can't put it on myself, or basically I can't take full credit for where the business is right now, because it's not just me anymore. It is mainly Chris, and also a little bit, group effort from my family for coming and helping me with him, with taking care of him. My mom, I mean, she loves it. She loves being able to come over and spend time with her grandson. It is the highlight of her week. So, it's definitely something that she enjoys doing as well, but it allows me to be able to really focus on work while he is also being able to spend time with, a grandparent relative that he's, getting to know and getting comfortable with and all that kind of stuff. So, I feel like that's a win-win. But yeah, it's definitely a group effort now. I don't think of this business as just my business, even though sometimes I'll say I or my. It's just something that I will say. And Chris, all the time, he'll tell me, it's all you, this is all you. This is all because of you, like all positive, saying that the reason why we're able to be home is because of everything that I've built from the start, but he is the reason why we are right now, because he is keeping it going and keeping us moving and growing with this business, even throughout this insane transition that we are both going through right now, with him becoming a dad, me becoming a mom, us just becoming parents, having this little baby to take care of, and just figuring it all out, and just the 24/7 demand of this little tiny child is really intense. But he recently started smiling, and oh my gosh, is it just so nice to have some sort of, I don't know, just some sort of reaction that's different than just either blank stare content or screaming. There's just, once you get past that like newborn phase, he's pretty much past that like really, they call it like the angry potato phase. He's pretty much past that, which is nice. He's getting a little bit more of his little personality. He's smiling. It is just the best. It is the best thing ever. And I'm just so grateful for all of this. I know that we still have a long way to go with trying to figure out getting out of here and into a bigger place, which I know that the older he gets, we're going to need to figure that out, but we will figure out that when the time comes. He's still little right now. We still have time. And again, I just thank you so much, you watching this video, because again, YouTube is a huge part of the reason why we are able to be doing this right now with the business and growing the business. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I thought that I would update you. It's been 3 months since I've been a mom. Definitely am learning so much all the time, and I love it so much. I knew I would love it, but it's one of those things that I'm like, oh my gosh, like, yes, I finally get to hold you. I mean, I remember when I was pregnant, I just would be like, gosh, I just can't wait to hold you. And now I get to, and it's like, oh, I just want to hold them all the time. Yeah, these are my thoughts. Let me know if you are a parent and you are either starting a candle business or if you are currently running a candle business. How do you do it? What are the challenges that you are facing? I want to hear what you have to say down in the comment section below. But with that, I think I'm going to end today's video right here. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave it a big thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram at Memory Box Candle Co. And I will see you in my next video.